Hi folks, welcome to Iris Cottage. I'm Suzanne Miner and this is my studio. Today I'm going to run through some ideas for using cords as hat bands. Now, when I make cords for necklaces, I quite often have some short pieces left over, and this is a really cool use for some short pieces of cord, or you can make one special just for your ball cap. So all I have done is taken some thread and a needle, made a knot, and sewed this down. And I just have a little accent of my trademark teal. Now, to make this even more fun, here's some other things we can do. I have lots of charms and jump rings and things that I like. So I stacked a little bead, a little hummingbird, and a jump ring. And I am just going to slip that around my cord and twist it closed. Now I could stop there, but more is more, right? This is an old earring. I only have one, but it's really pretty and it matches my colors, so whoop, there it goes onto my hat. And since this is Iris Cottage and my hat has an iris on it, I have an iris charm, and I will slide that on there as well. And once I get that closed up, I've just accented my hat in ways that I can take off, I can add more, and I can just have fun with it. And it's a really great use for those single things that you might have, a necklace that you never wear, but it has a pretty pendant, or an old earring. So there we go. Okay, next hat. This one has a little leather hat band on it. Not very exciting, but I don't really want to cut it off because it is a nice leather hat band. So I have an extra long cord here. It is made out of several different pieces of wool, and you can tell it has a little sparkle in it. And I am going to take that. I'm going to figure out where I want the tassel, which is kind of like the accent of the hat band. I'm going to hold it where I want it, and I'm going to wrap around, and I'm just going to go all the way around until my cord runs out. Now, I can take this, I can twist it, I can twist and tuck, I can pin it down. So what I'm going to do, I think this is going to look pretty cool, is I'm just going to wrap this part around until it comes to an end. And because I make jewelry, I have tons of jump rings all the time. And so I use them when I'm going to do something that I don't necessarily want to be permanent. If this was going to be my permanent hat band, I would go ahead and get some heavy thread and a nice needle, and I'd go ahead and sew it together. But because I'm not sure that that's what I want, if I use a jump ring or just some wire, it will hold together and hold in place, but I can take it apart if I want to. And you can tell the other hat band is still under there. Now I'll need to play with it a little bit and scoot it around. But at the end, I have a completely new look for this old fedora, and I think it's pretty cool. Okay, next up, we have just a plain black hat. And I have this cord that is made of recycled silk, and you can tell it's really chunky and thick, and it makes a big knot. So I had this cord and I thought, it would look cool if the ends were kind of squiggly. So I tied the knot in a different place and then cut it off. So these ends that are now kind of a tassel were part of the cord, so they're nice and crimped. And I am just simply going to wrap it around my hat and overlap it. So I've got these nice squiggly tassels back here. Now again, if you want it permanent, sew it down. If you don't, use some wire or a jump ring or just kind of let it ride. Another cool thing you could do is to take a brooch, not necessarily this one, but a pin that maybe you don't wear, but it would look kind of cool on your hat. You can do that. So really simple, just a quick little freshening up of an old black hat. And I'm going to go back to the fedora because I forgot to show you something. Here's another old single clip-on earring that just happens to be the right colors. So I'm just going to clip it on there, and it might take me a couple tries to get it in just the right place, but I can just add another little accent to my hatband. Okay, this one, I'm going to show you two options, or actually three options here. So again, it's kind of a plain hat. I've taken a nice chunky band. I have figured out where I want the tassel, and I have gone ahead and cut this one off and redone the tassel. Okay, so it gives it a little bit of a different look here. I can also, again, add a brooch to it. Okay, this one's missing some pieces, but you know what the heck, it's kind of cute. I could use that same brooch and switch out my hatband for a little bit more of a winter mood with this mohair. And again, I just experiment with it, wrap it around to where I think it looks good, and then I will wrap and tie or wire the ends. And see, this brooch would work well with this also. Kind of fun, kind of fresh. Give yourself some options. Let's not forget summer. So this is a mix of different recycled silk, and I had gone ahead and tied it together. So what I'm actually going to do with this one is I'm going to mess with it, work with it a little bit until it kind of looks like a bow. And I want it to look like there's a bow up the side of the hat. And I'll need to squish it around. I'll need to tack it into place. But it just gives a fresh look, and making it look like a bow or like a spiral will give it some options. And we just freshen up a summer hat. And then, last but certainly not least, a big shade hat. This one, the hatband is made with a whole bunch of different yarns and ribbons. And this is kind of, I call this my birthday collection. My birthday is in August, so peridot, the pretty green, is my birthstone. And I will buy yarns that are that color just because. And so this one I thought I'll just wrap a whole bunch of these together, and I will leave a nice long tail, and I will just simply wrap it around and let the tail hang down. It's kind of fun. Serves no real purpose except having fun and enjoying it. and plus it's a pretty color. Experiment with hat bands, have some fun, make up a group of hats with matching bands for a special occasion or for a group of friends, and just enjoy the creative process. Have fun. Bye.